And this is a cut that we're probably introducing more to our Asian customers because it is an extremely popular cut both in the United States as well as in Latin America.
好，我们下面要介绍的是 top sirloin， 就是上后腰肌的这个肉啊。那这个肉再来讲，在美国啊，在南美都十分的流行。
So the sirloin steak in the United States has been popular for many generations. It's a steak that you see in a lot of U.S. steakhouses that's usually priced quite a bit more affordably versus like a ribeye or a New York strip steak.
OK， 这个沙朗牛排啊，或者后腰肌的这个牛排，相对的，它是一个历史长久的，已经好几代了都在吃这个肉。那这个肉的特色就是它的价钱比起这个纽约客或者比起乐眼这些牛排，相对的是比较低的。
And so like I was discussing before, they would take this great big piece of meat and they would just slice it into steaks and they'd throw it on a plate and they would say, there you go, there's a top sirloin steak.
好，那很简单，我们就拿了这整块这个后腰肌，然后就切成薄片的这个牛排来卖，这个就叫做沙朗牛排。
But then, like I talked about before, they started pulling it apart and they looked at all these different muscles that you see in there, these few different muscles, and they realized that when you cut them out individually, they're pretty good by themselves.
就像我们开始介绍的早期的时候就是把它切成牛排就卖了。就是后腰肌的牛排。那现在呢，就针对不同的肌肉的部分，开始把它分切了做不同的处理来出售。
And so basically, you can take this top sirloin, this entire top sirloin, and cut it into two major subprimals, which is your top sirloin cap, which is this muscle across the top, and then you've got your top sirloin center, which is kind of the main body of this whole top sirloin primal in and of itself.
所以你可以把这个上后腰肌的这个肉把它分成两块主要的部分，一块就是今天各位讲义里面特别有的叫沙朗盖肉这个沙朗盖肉，另外一块呢就是上后腰肌肉的本体中间的这个部分。
So starting with the top sirloin cap, this is the muscle that I mentioned that is extremely popular in Latin America.
这一块沙朗盖肉就是我刚刚介绍的，它在这个南美洲、拉丁美洲十分的流行。
With our customers in South and Central America, you might hear it referred to as a picanha versus a top sirloin cap.
OK， 在中美洲呢，就特别喜欢这一种的这个用沙朗盖肉来制作的这个牛排刚刚这个 Travis 介绍的是 picanha
And this is a really popular like Brazilian barbecue item that really frankly many of these that we produce in the United States are going to our Latin American customers.
这个在巴西来讲呢，这块沙朗盖肉也是很受欢迎，来作为烤肉 barbecue 烤肉主要的原料。所以呢，在美国生产的很多的沙朗盖肉都销售到中南美洲。
But when you buy the entire top sirloin, it's a really easy piece to break down. You saw me just pretty quickly and easily there. You find this natural seam between the cap and the top sirloin center, and you can, as long as you find that seam, you can almost just pull the entire muscle off without really even having to use a knife.
这两块肉就是如果你买的是整块的这个上后腰肌肉。你要分开，把沙朗盖肉跟这个上后腰肌肉分开，很简单，很容易就找到它们两个中间的缝隙，甚至你不用用刀，用手就可以把这两块肉分开。
And so you're left with this nice little triangular cap muscle that, like I said, you can call it the top sirloin cap, you can call it the picanha, you can call it the culotte, but it's all the same muscle.
好，那这一块肉呢，这个我们叫沙朗盖肉，在中南美呢就叫 picanha或者这个 culotte。
So once you get that peeled off there, we'll set the center aside for now. There's just kind of some very basic trimming that you have to do to trim up some of the fat from that seam between your cap and your center.
把这两块肉分开以后呢，你把沙朗盖肉，把它表面的这一些多余的这个脂肪做简单的处理把它移除。
You've also got the surface fat on top of here, and that's really completely up to you and how you want to use the muscle on whether or not you want to trim that off.
在这个皮下脂肪的这一部分，就各位在使用上你来决定，是不是要拿掉这一部分的脂肪，或者把脂肪留在这个肉的表面。
When it's used as more of like a Brazilian barbecue, typically that fat cap is actually left on there because it does provide a lot of flavor and a lot of, just additional good beef fat flavor on the surface of that cut.
就像我们刚刚介绍的，巴西的烤肉来讲，那表面所覆盖的脂肪就不会移除，因为呢，在烤肉的过程里面呢，这个脂肪会给肉很好的特殊的牛肉风味。
There's just a little bit of silver skin or kind of connective tissue on the surface that you might want to, that you should go ahead and trim up there.
好，那如果你看到有一些这个结缔组织的筋腱膜的话，可以把它去除。
But typically, when you buy these from a packer, this surface fat is already going to be trimmed to about an eighth or a quarter of an inch or a centimeter or less.
好，那如果你买这一个沙朗盖肉的话，那基本上这个业者加工的业者已经会把脂肪切到比较薄的地方大概它的厚度大概1公分左右。
So as we get most of the surface fat off that, then it's just really a matter of, how you want to use it and how you want to prepare it.
我们把脂肪拿掉了，把这些的这个筋腱膜拿掉了以后，就看你到底要怎么样的去处理它。
This is a cut that I would say is kind of similar to the tri-tip, the first cut that we showed there, because you can cook it as a whole muscle. You can cook it as a whole muscle just like this, season it, marinate it, whatever you want to do there, or you can use it, slice it into top sirloin cap steaks, or you could even slice it thinly.
好，那这个就像我们刚开始第一块介绍的肉这个沙朗嫩角尖肉来讲，你可以用整块的处理，你也可以把它切成牛排状的，你可以用腌制的方法或者这个撒盐香料整块的来这个蒸煮来烤它。
If you take a look at it, you can see that the muscle fibers kind of run across this long edge of the culotte, and so when you line that up and cut a big slice out of it, you can see a lot of really nice marbling right there in the muscle, and because of that, it's very tender and has an excellent amount of flavor in it.
好，你因为有很多的霜降在里面所以呢，一样这块肉会十分的柔软，然后呢有良好的牛肉风味。
We'll trim just a little bit of this fat off the top of there.
我们就再多拿把表面的这个脂肪拿掉一些。
But if you want to serve these as more of a steak item, you cut them 2 to 3 centimeters.
如果你要把它当牛排处理，大概切的厚度是2到3公分。
And also because it's got that cap on it, it'll hold up really well for more of a thin slicing application if you want to use it for that.
因为它表面覆盖的脂肪，所以呢，这块肉如果用所谓的这个薄片处理的话，也会有很好的效果。
And from that, I've got a couple pieces on the end, but you can typically get, 4 or 5 top sirloin cap steaks out of that. And like I said, it's also equally as good if you cook it and kind of roast it as all or slow or not necessarily slower cook it, but kind of do more of a roasting type application on the entire muscle.
那这个可以把它这个沙朗盖肉哈，这一块沙朗盖肉可以把它做牛排的处理或者整块的处理。那在整块的处理的时候，它不见得像我们刚刚介绍的前胸肉一样那么长的时间啊，一般正常的烤的时间就好了。
All right, so once you got your cap removed, then you've got this big piece of sirloin meat left over.
好，你把这个沙朗盖肉拿掉以后呢，剩下来的哈是整个上后腰肌肉。
And like I said, for years this was a cut that probably, if we didn't just cut it as a steak with the cap on it, once you got this whole kind of center portion piece, then they would still just take a knife and cut this into big 1-inch thick top sirloin steaks.
在传统上呢，那这一部分还是一样把它切成所谓的沙朗牛排啊，上后腰肌的这个牛排。
But one of the things, especially in the U.S., that we really try and figure out how to merchandise steaks better is that because this is a great big heavy piece of meat, that not every consumer wants a steak that's this size on their plate.
好，那整块肉来讲，这是一大块的肉啊。那消费者来讲，不会要把这整块的肉放在他的盘子里面来食用。
And so the application that kind of the industry came up with through a lot of research is rather than just cutting these into a big top sirloin steaks, is there a way that we can make these into a smaller portion that might be more desirable to a consumer?
好，所以我们很多的研究呢，发现，与其把这么大一块的肉切成一块一块的沙朗，我们要把它做适当的分切，做成适当的牛排的这个大小。
And so from that was born the baseball steak or the top sirloin fillet.
好，从这个刚刚的这个想法，所以就产生了所谓的棒球的牛排。好，那现在我们来示范这个棒球的牛排。
And so this is really largely an application that is mainly for food service rather than for retail.
好，那这个呢，这所谓的这些的这个切割，大部分都是会用在餐饮的业界，而不会直接的到这个零售啊。
So as you look at this top sirloin where you remove the cap, you want to go in there, really clean this out, take away all the fat, all the connective tissue that's on the cap side surface like we've done here.
好，你就把这个表面可见的脂肪，还有表面可见的筋膜都把它拿掉。
And then you want to flip it over, and on the bottom side of this, there's this, you see this little muscle here that runs down the top. That's called the mouse muscle and is a piece that you want to make sure that you remove before you further fabricate that.
在上后腰肌肉，你翻面以后，你就发现表面有一块肉，这一块肉他们叫老鼠肉啊 ，mouse 这个 muscle， 你要把它给移除。
And this mouse muscle is something that you can probably, if you have more of kind of an American type concept, typically what we would do is we would take this and we would throw it into trim with all this other trim that I've got here on the side, and that's going to go towards making my ground beef or my top sirloin burger.
好，这个所有我今天切下来的，包含刚刚的这块老鼠肉呢，你通通可以把它收集起来，然后把它做成绞肉。那这个绞肉当然就是最好的汉堡啊，或者呢，这个所谓的这个沙朗汉堡啊的这个原料。
So same thing on this bottom side. You got a little bit of connective tissue. You got a little bit of fat. Go in here and just clean that out. Trim it all the way down to the muscle.
好，翻过来以后呢，把可见的脂肪还有这些筋腱膜把它移除。
Okay, so once you got it roughly trimmed, I didn't do the best job here, but for the sake of time, I won't sit here and make sure I remove every piece of fat from the bottom side of this. But you've got this, what we call our top sirloin center trimmed.
好，这一块呢就叫上后腰肌肉啊，它是在中间的部位，中心部位。
And so you can see somewhat here is while this is all really one muscle, it kind of naturally separates itself into thirds. You kind of have this little bit of a fat seam that runs down the middle there. And then on the back side, you kind of have, you can probably see it more pronounced here. You kind of got a natural seam here, and you've got a natural seam here to where this muscle separates itself into three parts.
好，那我们从这个肌肉的这个间隔，可以看到这个肌肉从它的这个缝隙分成3块肌肉。
And so what we do then is we kind of following that natural third there.
好，那我们就根据这个3块肌肉的缝隙呢，把它分别的切开。
We just cut this right down the middle into thirds.
好，我们现在把它分成了3块的这个上后腰肌肉。
And so now you've got kind of 3 main pieces that, if you look at that and kind of use your imagination, kind of looks a little bit like a tenderloin.
大家可以想一下，这个样子看起来就像一块这个小里脊一样啊，就像一块 tenderloin 一样。
And so typically what they would do, and we'll see if I can do it here, but you would want to take this just for the sake of, like I said, this is a food service application, but just for the sake of making it look as nice and round as possible, you would maybe take some of this butcher's netting, which is a lot easier to do when you've got a butcher's horn.
就把这个网子把这块肉套进这个网子。我再强调一遍，这块肉是给餐饮业界来使用的，它不是直接卖给消费者的。好，那一般来讲，我们做这个动作的时候，实际上是有一个设备来帮忙。今天我们没有这个设备，所以这个 Dr. Arps 很辛苦的要把这块肉塞进去。
But you kind of put this netting on there so it helps keep it shaped, because if you look at it as we just cut it into thirds, it's kind of blocky on the edges. It's kind of almost a square shape than it is a round shape. And if we want to market these as a sirloin fillet, it helps to have it a little bit more round in shape so it looks a little more like a fillet.
我们要把它做起来就像一个这个小里脊一样所以呢，从这个方形的形状，你把它塞到网子里面以后，它看起来就会更像我们讲的 fillet 这个小里脊。
Okay, so this isn't the best netting job, but we made it work. So now when you've got it netted like this, you can see that it kind of has a little bit more of a round, kind of nice shape to it like that would look more like a filet mignon or a tenderloin steak.
那这个我们把它塞到网子里面以后呢，就看起来就像这个菲力牛排。
So with it netted like this, basically you would cut it just like you would cut a nice, beautiful tenderloin steak.
好，这个就是很漂亮的菲力牛排，把它给切出来就是这个样子的。
And if you want to cut it nice and extra thick, you can get about 3, maybe 4 if you cut it a little thinner, of these top sirloin fillets.
所以如果你用厚切的方式，你大概可以这个切3到4块的菲力牛排。
And so, like I said, if you look at it like this, with it wrapped, to somebody who doesn't know any better, it probably looks a lot like a tenderloin or a filet mignon steak.
所以呢，如果你拿给这个对牛肉不太懂的人，你跟他讲这个是菲力牛排，他会相信的
But you market this as a sirloin fillet on your menu. It's typically at a much lower price point than what you would sell a filet mignon, but is a really good application for using this center cut sirloin, or the top sirloin center, as a way to kind of create some additional value for a piece of meat that is going to be sold or you can purchase at a little bit lower price point.
好，所以呢，你在这个行销上你可以给它取一个更好的名字，比如说像沙朗菲力沙朗菲力牛排之类的 这样子的话，我们就可以用比较低价位的这个价钱，但是所产生的就是一个很好的这个沙朗菲力牛排。
And like I said, these other 3 pieces, you do the exact same thing. You can put them in, in the net, and then you just go through, and I'll show you what one looks like when you don't have the netting on.
好，那你可以像我刚刚一样，把它放在网子里面。如果你没有网子的话呢，我现在就这个示范给大家看，没有网子切出来是个什么样子。
So if you cut this one without the netting, you can see it's almost more of a square shape than it is this nice circle shape. And so that's why you want to put the netting on there, and you also kind of hold these muscles together a little bit better. And when a consumer eats this, they're probably not going to be fooled that this is filet mignon, but it looks nice, it's a lower price point, but you're generating value for a pretty cheap subprimal.
所以你看，如果没有网的话，它就是一个方形的一个正方形的形状。当然消费者在吃的时候，他可能不会把它就完全当成菲力牛排，但是相对的价格上来讲，你这个是沙朗的菲力，价格上来讲，它跟真正的菲力牛排来讲，它是差很多的。